After decades of trading, I saw there were just a handful of chart patterns that had the highest probability of producing winning trades. Now, as a trader, it can seem overwhelming when you feel like you have to be an expert at recognizing dozens of chart patterns, along with the best stock, ETFs, learning your brokerage platform, and just staying on top of the markets. But I like to keep things really simple by focusing on 5 highest probability winning chart patterns, which I'll show you in this video series, along with several examples for each pattern so you can easily spot them yourself. Now, I've had a lot of questions about the indicators I use in my videos, so let me explain in case you're wondering. I'm going to show you these chart patterns on my brokerage trading platform using the trading indicators that I developed at PowerCycle Trading. But you don't need to use or know these indicators to get your excellent value from these 5 chart patterns. You're going to see the same chart patterns with your own favorite indicators that you're currently using. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the first pattern is the volatility squeeze breakout. Now, the volatility squeeze is basically a price action where you're getting a coiling effect on price. You can see how price here is really narrow, the range. So it starts to coil, and then it's going to eventually, volatility comes in, and then it's going to eventually break out and expand either up or down. So what we want to do is find these ahead of time, and these are very potential powerful trade setups that can really spike big up or down. So let's take a look at a few examples of these volatility squeeze breakout setups or chart patterns. Now, here's an example of a volatility squeeze, and this is on Boeing. So you can see here this is my trading model, but it has a programmed into it a code that we use to define what a squeeze is. So when that actually happens with our indicators, we have these dots that show when the squeeze begins and when it stops. But the main thing is to see here, you can see that price consolidation, how coiled it is. And then what we're looking for is, volatility comes in, and then volatility is going to eventually expand and break out. And we're looking for that breakout. We're looking to capture and get into this trade before the actual break. And then it's going to either break up or down. Now, to do the, as far as direction of where it's going to break, we use momentum. So down below, you'll see our momentum indicators. This is cycle 1 momentum. You can see it's going above 0. Cycle 2 down here is going above 0, and this is a momentum indicator showing multiple time frames. So we're looking for, in this example, you see all the momentum is kind of pushing to the upside or showing to the upside. So we're going to go in that direction. So I also like to incorporate a trend line. So when it breaks that trend line, we've got momentum up on all of our momentum indicators. So we take the trade. So reversal bar indicators here, you can see the signals, take the trade, and then manage it from there. So that's an example on Boeing, and this is a daily volatility squeeze. Now here's another example, again on Boeing. So you can see here we're in a volatility squeeze on a daily. So we've got momentum starting to shift up, so it's not quite ready to go. But what I like to do is then incorporate a lower time frame. So here is an hourly time frame, and again, here's a volatility squeeze that triggered on the hourly. So see the dots here. So it was a coiling in here on price on the hourly time frame. And then we had solid momentum, cycle 1, 2, or momentum indicators 3 out of 4 time frames, and it popped to the upside. So this is one that's getting close to setting up for a bigger break up, and that's again on Boeing. Here's another example. This is on Micron Technology, MU. So again, here's the volatility squeeze indicated by the dots when it starts. So you can see how price is really getting tight in this range here. So it's coiling, looking for direction to pop out, either up or down. So we had our reversal signals, we had momentum shifting here, so this was a break to the upside. So you want to get in, before that break, but this was signaling potential for a volatility squeeze, trigger, breakout, and in this one to the upside. Now here's one more. This is on NVIDIA, and here's a daily time frame and then hourly next to it. So I like to use multiple time frames. So here's the volatility squeeze. You can see it showing up with the dots on the daily. So you can see price in here coiling, getting really narrow and tight. Then we look down at our momentum, cycle 1, 2 up, and you can see this is our momentum indicator, momentum flow, and we've got 3 out of 4 time frames up. So the potential for this break is to the upside. We also get confirmation, look at the hourly. You can see all the momentum's up there, so that's where you want to take the trade before the break. So you go ahead and take it on that break of the trend line.